Yo guys, welcome back to the channel. Got out with my Redcat Ascent Fusion for its kind of maiden run here, and just wanted to give you guys my thoughts, initial impressions, go over any issues that I had, and just give you a heads up on what tuning I'll be doing in the future on this rig. Straight away, I just want to say, really happy with the performance of this, especially considering I had to keep reminding myself that this is a $400 RTR. The only thing I have done to it in this video is I did go ahead and install the Injora blue silicone inserts in the tires, and to be honest, I'm not happy with them. I even trimmed the ones in the front to make them a little bit softer, but they still did not conform. You could see a couple spots in this video where the tires, like actually coming up right here, you'll see the tires barely conform. Like, look at this rear, like no squish at all. So they were definitely too stiff of an insert. The tires definitely have potential. It was cool out this day. It was like 45 degrees, crazy windy. That's what you're gonna hear in the background. And I think these tires will perform better in hotter temperatures. They'll just get a little more tacky and stickier. They definitely have potential. The blue silicone inserts, to me, maybe they'll break in over time. Some guys like them. I think they're too stiff for this truck. I did run this the day after this video, and I used the green silicone inserts, and way better. So I would recommend going with those. And then if those were to get a little too soft, you could actually take some little pieces of foam, like look up like foam backer rod. You can get for like insulation and stuff. It's just little foam, cylindrical foam tubing you can cut to length and stick them in the holes in the inserts to tune them. So I think that's the way to go. Overall, I was much happier with the greens. I did actually test this after the green inserts. I tested it with some J-Concept ruptures with anti-foams in it, and oh boy, it was really incredible performance that way. So I'm gonna have a video on that coming up soon, and I'll do a little bit of back-to-back testing with tires and stuff. But overall, stock RTR truck. Like I said, the only thing this has is $20 inserts. I had to keep reminding myself of that because I'm comparing it in my mind to much more expensive rigs that I've driven on these same obstacles. And really the performance was pretty incredible. As far as issues, I did have, within the first 5 minutes, I got into a bind between two rocks. I kind of, a little too much throttle, and I ripped the rod end off of the top link in the front where it connects to the axle. So I think that is one weak point in these trucks. It's an M3 rod end and just doesn't have enough, it doesn't have enough thread to really grab onto to hold tight. So I think that could be an issue. For now, I replaced it. Luckily I had stuff with me. I think for now I may just try going over to like Traxxas or RPM rod ends if and when any more of these strip or break, and I'll see if those hold better. Long term, maybe the Club 5 Husky Link, but I think I'm going to try just different rod ends for now. I ran it after this for a couple hours and I had no more issues, so not a huge deal. The body rubbing is super annoying. You'll hear right here. I don't know why they released this thing like that. They should have just trimmed the body or moved it back a little bit. It's super annoying. You definitely have to trim it if you're running the stock tires or anything the same size. So just trim away until it stops making the noise. It's annoying. It shouldn't be like that. They should have done something about it, but whatever, not a huge deal. I still have the internal shock springs on the front. Not a huge fan for the type of driving that I do. I like to descend as much as I like to climb, and I think just having that front end sucked down all the time really contributes. You'll even see right here, just the axle can't drop down far enough to make contact, and it kind of messes some things up here and there. So I'm going to try removing those and maybe just go with like a hairband, external hairband, stretchy hairband, just to hold the front down in certain instances, but at least those I can tune. Electronics wise, I have zero complaints. The servo is awesome. I don't really see the point of going to a much more powerful servo on this. I literally think you would just rip the rod ends out of the steering link or maybe even snap an axle. I feel like this servo is perfectly matched to this truck. I have no complaints. As long as it lasts and holds up, it's going to stay in there. I really like it. I think it works great. A little noisy, but who cares, right? The motor ESC, perfect. Don't feel the need. You don't have many adjustments. It is a little stripped down, but you don't really need to adjust anything. It works great. Even the radio is fine. I Will probably eventually put it on a different radio just so I have a little more tuning options as far as like a throttle curve and stuff, but it worked great. You'll see this spot here, I just sped it up because I spent a long time here trying to get it up. It does make it up, but this is really just a limitation of the tires on this vehicle. From what I've seen with the yellow inserts, it would have had a much easier time. I mean, the green inserts, it would have had a much easier time. And by far with different tires, like the ruptures with the anti-foams, it would have walked right up that, zero issue. So I'll go back and repeat that with the different tires on there just to show you guys. I did at one point after, I think in this video here, I am running the battery on the tray, on the side tray, and it's fine. I have since started running it up front. I just took the strap from the tray and strapped it up front, and I kind of like it better there. I think it just adds a little more weight further forward. It does raise it higher a little bit, but not a huge deal. This area here was just a really nasty side hill, off camber, really tricky. I feel like I can tune this truck, maybe just different tires, different inserts. I think it could get this line, so I'll come back and try this again too. But yeah, overall, really happy with this truck. Even if you handed me this truck and didn't tell me what it cost, I would have been like, yeah, you know, hey, some different inserts, different tires, this thing is going to be killer. But knowing that it's only $400 and you're getting all of this performance, really impressive. The body, yeah, I complain about that. Even when you trim it, the downside is the front clip comes undone quite a bit. I think I'm just going to throw a zip tie or two around it, and just as long as it pivots, I don't need to fully remove it out on the trail. I'd rather just have it stay attached. So not a huge deal, but this area here too, I want to return and do this line with different tires. I think it can get it. It's a really tricky line. You get caught up on the right side there. There's like overhangs and they grab your tires and stuff. Super tricky line. I've only made it like once or twice ever. And I think this truck absolutely has it in it, which says a lot, you know. Again, going back to the fact that this is an RTR out of the box, this has a $20 upgrade, which honestly in this video, it's not doing it any favors. I don't even consider these blues, the performance of these blue inserts in this video are not an upgrade. I think the stock foams would have been better in the majority of this, this climbing. Another spot here I just wanted to show you guys, really tricky. It came close. It really came close to making it. There's a turn at the top that's really difficult. I think it's just a matter of learning how to make it happen. And again, different inserts I think will be huge on here. And maybe just a little fine tuning. I'm also going to play around with the suspension fluid on the rear. I don't like the way when the truck unloads its weight from the front corner to a rear corner, it does it too suddenly. So I just put 55 weight in one of the rear shocks, and I need to do the other one, and it to me it just felt better, so I'm going to go out and test that. I may just end up with 55 in all of the shocks, so I'm just going to do the rears for now just to test it, but when I pull those internal springs out of the front, I will probably switch that to a heavier shock fluid too. I like my suspension to move slower, and if it is going to unload, just to do it in a slow way. So stay tuned, guys, if you want to see more videos. I'll have them coming up soon. Thanks.